1. Can you guys all hear me? Yeah? All right, awesome. First off, just welcome to everybody for coming to the 2025 U15A State Tournament Banquet. We are going to get the program rolling here. The first thing that we are going to start off with is the mayor of South St. Paul, Jimmy Francis, has come to say a few words to all of you. Thank you, sir.
Hi, everybody. Are you having a good time? Well, let me welcome you to South St. Paul. Okay, that's my official duty, so we'll get that out of the way right away. Welcome to South St. Paul. I just want to say to the parents that got you all here, thank you, parents, for all those rides, right, ladies? Grandmas, grandpas, parents, you couldn't get here without them. Yes, right, all of you, right? But you players, you're here amongst your peers, other schools, right? And you're in the city of South St. Paul, and there's a pretty historic city. I don't know if you know that, and this building that you sit in is pretty historic. So when you get on your Google and you want to look at some stuff, South St. Paul's got a lot of cool things, and I will just bring up one in particular. If you don't know that, South St. Paul is the first woman in the nation to vote. It's happened right here in this city. So like all of you strong women in this group, we've had all of strong women here in South St. Paul for a very long time. Just right up the hill, the building doesn't exist anymore, but Marguerite Newborg was the first woman to vote in the nation. After they passed the referendum and they were able to vote, the very next day, South St. Paul had a water bond, a vote to put a water tower up on the hill, and 89 women came out to vote for that, and Marguerite Newborg was the first woman in the nation, and then from there, sky's the limit! So, as you skate in our arena, Woog Arena, again, a long-standing hockey arena, we've had lots of champions come out of that ice, and so just like you and your peers have played on that ice probably before and played against others, you're at the big show. This is the big show, right? Congratulations to all of you for making this a lot of effort. Some of you will go on to do more. Some of you, this will be it. You won't play anymore. And so enjoy that time. Hey, I'm just being a realist here in South St. Paul. Okay? All right. I want to give you a proclamation for all of you. So I have one for each of your team. So I'd ask if there was a representative from each team, whether that's a coach or a player. Could one of you just come up here and stand here so we could I know I started to spring that on you. Come on up. Come on up. So we've got Wayzata, we've got Duluth, Alexandria, Roseville, Matamidi, Buffalo, Minnetonka, Edina. Are you all here? Someone here from each of you? Can I give each of you one of these? Down the line there, yes. Yes. This is a proclamation on behalf of the city of South St. Paul. I was speaking with, do you have them? I was speaking with some parents, and this is one of my favorite things to do, is to come to these and do proclamations. And so this is official, and I'll give you this one when I'm finished. It says, proclamation from the city of South St. Paul, bringing together the best in Minnesota. Whereas girls hockey continues to grow and thrive in Minnesota, providing young athletes the opportunity to develop leadership, teamwork, sportsmanship while competing at the highest levels. And whereas the U15A girls hockey team competing in this year's state tournament have demonstrated outstanding dedication, perseverance, and excellence throughout the season, earning their place among the top teams in Minnesota. And whereas the Wayzata Trojans, the Duluth Icebreakers, Alexandria Cardinals, Roseville Matamidi Marauders, right? All right. Buffalo Bison, Minnetonka Skippers, Edina Hornets. You have all qualified for the 2025 U15 Girls State Tournament, showcasing their... Sorry, did I miss you? Did I miss you? Chaska. I'm sorry, Chaska. You're going to have to turn all those back into me. I gotta make sure that gets in there. My apologies. I'm from South St. Paul. And whereas the 2025 U15 Girls State Tournament will be held March 14th to the 16th at the Doug Woog Arena in South St. Paul, bringing together the best girls hockey teams in the state for a weekend of exciting competition, sportsmanship, and whereas the athletes, coaches, families, and supporters of these teams have shown unwavering dedication to advancing girls hockey and strengthening their communities through their passion for the sport. And so now, therefore, I, James P. Francis, Mayor of South St. Paul, on this 13th day of March in the year of our Lord, 2025, I do hereby recognize and congratulate all of you on this girls hockey team as your remarkable accomplishment, and to extend the best wishes for a successful state tournament. Thank you very much. Can I get a picture with you guys? There's a selfie. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. I'll give you this one. Yes. No, you keep those for your team. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Steve. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
All right, moving right along here. So for those of you guys who don't know me, I'm Jordan Butler. I am the U15A co-head coach for Wayzata. So thank you again for joining us tonight to celebrate all these amazing young women athletes. I think this is a pretty cool night for all of you guys. When I returned back to the Twin Cities after college, I came back, I wanted to coach, and I got offered to coach a girls team. And I was kind of like, all right. But I was like, oh, it'll be a good stepping stone. It'll get me into coaching boys hockey, and that will be history. Well, here I am 11 years later, still coaching girls hockey, loving every minute of it, and don't have any vision of coaching boys hockey. The talent and determination that I see around this room with all of you guys has just been amazing. I see so many talented athletes, and I know if I asked your coaches that they would say that you've been hardworking, you've given 100% of your effort, you've probably had some adversity along the way, maybe some hardships, some injuries and things like that, but you guys have battled through all of those, and here we are in March celebrating you for making it to the state hockey tournament. So congratulations to all of you. So, our first speakers of the night, now I could have written about 3 or 4 pages on these two young ladies, and I kind of snipped it down a little bit, so I apologize if I miss anything important, but I think I got the most of it. So our first speakers tonight are 2 of the most accomplished athletes to come out of Blake High School, sisters Audrey and Madeline Wethington. Both of these girls were standout hockey players at Blake, helping lead their teams to multiple state championships and earning numerous individual accolades as well. Audrey was a multi-sport athlete, earning all-state honors and being named a Minnesota Miss Hockey semifinalist. At the University of Minnesota, she will become the program's all-time leader in career games played, recording also 70 career points over her time as a Gopher. She helped with the Gophers winning their 2022 WCHA regular season title and the 2023 WCHA tournament, appearing in 4 NCAA tournaments, including the Frozen Four. Audrey was a 2-time finalist for the WCHA Outstanding Student Athlete and a nominee for the Hockey Humanitarian Award. Internationally, she's won a gold medal with the U.S. Under-18 team at the 2020 IIHF World Championship and silver in 2019. Now on to her sister, Madeline. Madeline played varsity hockey from 7th grade through her senior year, winning multiple state championships and being named Minnesota Miss Hockey and the Star Tribune Player of the Year in 2019. At the U of M, she recorded 100 career points over 173 games, becoming only the 7th defenseman in the program history to reach that milestone. She was a 4-time All-Conference player and the 2019 WCHA Rookie of the Year. Madeline also helped the Gophers win the 2022 WCHA regular season title, the 2023 WCHA tournament, and reached the Frozen Four in 2023, where she scored the game-winning goal over UMD. She has been drafted by the Ottawa Charge of the PWHL and is playing currently for them now. So please join me in welcoming Audrey and Madeline Wethington. You're very welcome. Thanks for coming.
All right. Hello, my name is Audrey Wethington, and this is my sister, Madeline Wethington. We look a lot alike, I think. So I just want to say that I was sitting in your chairs, I don't know, probably 6, 7 years ago, 10 years ago, a little bit more. And I played U15A, and I actually ended up winning state. So that'll be one of you guys in the room today. So we have a combined experience playing 40 years of hockey together. And so we wanted to share some life lessons that we've learned along the way. And so in the spirit of my number being 4 and her being 5, we're going to share with you guys 9 life lessons that we've learned from playing hockey.
Okay. First lesson, lesson 1. Everyone has an important role to play. Don't compare yourself to other people. When I was playing U12 hockey for Edina, we had a fun tradition where the player of the game got a honey badger, which, you know, I'm playing for the Gophers and I'm like, I'm a Gopher fan, but we'll go past that. And if you got the player of the game, you add an accessory to it. So throughout the season, I'm like, when am I going to get this honey badger? Like, I want to add an accessory. And my coach ended up putting me up at forward against Minnetonka. I think you guys are over here. And I scored 5 goals, and I finally got the honey badger. Sorry, Minnetonka. Looking back, I realized I was equating making a difference for my team with putting up big numbers, and I thought if I wasn't scoring the big goals, you know, I wasn't really helping my team win. And fast forward years later into college, we had a similar tradition where we had a hard hat for the player of the game. And my senior year of college, I wanted to recognize someone who I thought didn't get a lot of recognition for how hard she works on and off the ice. And I gave it to a player on her team who didn't play a single shift during that entire game. And I wanted to showcase that her hard work in practices and her cheering on the bench really like propelled our team to success. And she didn't make it onto the score sheet, but she didn't make a difference for our team. And I wanted to let her know and the entire team that. And making an impact isn't always about scoring the goals like I mentioned or how much ice time you get. It's about embracing your role and recognizing that every person on the team matters. And some players will score, some players will have a great save, shout out goalies, blocking shots and bringing energy on the bench. And none of those roles are more important than the other. And if I could go back and tell my 12-year-old self that after the Minnetonka game, I would. And I would tell her, you know, stop comparing yourself to others. Focus on what you bring to the team because your role, whatever it may be, matters. Lesson.
Oh, God.
Oh, there's a bug. Ugh. Yikes. Okay. Lesson 2. It's the little things that you'll remember. Like I said, not the goals you've scored. And that brings me to my next lesson. When I think back to the U12 tournament, I remember how much fun it was to win a state championship, of course. But if you ask me now who scored the game-winning goal, I literally have no idea. All I remember are these moments. The Barbie dress-up competition, my team won. My dad and I were blasting Scream and Shout and Harlem Shake. Do you guys know those songs? You guys are probably too young these days. On the way to the rink, and then also feeling really sad after we celebrated because I knew that the season was over and we wouldn't have the same team again. That's when I realized that hockey isn't about the game you win. It's about the friendships you build and the moments you share. So from years from now, you won't remember every goal, but you will remember the way that the people around you made you feel. And that's something that I really took away from my time at the Gophers. It's the friendships that I built. And so enjoy those little moments these next few days. They will stick with you. But before you know it, the season will be over. And what you'll miss most isn't the trophies that your team won. It's going to be the little memories that you have with your teammates, your coaches, and your parents.
Okay, so lesson 3 is be adaptable and reliable. I know that everyone probably has a COVID-19 story to share, so I want to share one of mine. And we were playing against St. Thomas. It was my sophomore year of college, and it was during the pandemic. And so during on-ice warm-ups, 2 of our defensemen tested positive for COVID and literally got taken off the ice and told to go into isolation. And so all of us in the locker room were all kind of giggling, saying who's going to be pushed back to defense. And all of a sudden, Coach Frost, our head coach, came to the locker room and he pulled me aside and he says, Audrey, when was the last time you played defense? And I literally cannot remember. It was probably during summer season when we didn't have any defense show up and I was just playing for fun. And so he said, well, your sister plays defense and she's pretty good, so we're going to have you play defense. And I literally audibly laughed because I was like, he has to be joking, and he was not. And so I ended up playing that weekend at defense. And I guess that just kind of goes to show you have to be expecting anything to happen. And it just taught me that life lesson that things can change in an instant and you have to be ready for it. And life and hockey will throw you so many unexpected curveballs. And so the ability to adapt and be reliable in those moments are going to be really big. So lesson 4 and 5, lesson 4 is make the most of every opportunity. And so I'm sure that some of you guys in this room can relate to this. I ended up trying out for the Blake's varsity team my 8th grade year. And I was a bubble player, was potentially going to make it, was not quite sure. I was definitely a lot smaller than I am today. But I ended up not making the team, and I was devastated. I remember crying in my room for a few days, and then my parents were like, Audrey, you got to get back on the train. And so I ended up trying out for U15, and my coach, Rass, is right there. He coaches the Edina team, and so he played such a pivotal role that year, and I ended up, like I said, winning state. And so another life lesson from that is that you just got to trust the process, and everyone's process is going to look a lot different. And for me, my process was making the varsity team in 9th grade and playing year of U15. Her process was playing U12s for 1 year and then going to play varsity. And so you can't compare yourself to other people's processes, even though it was kind of frustrating when I didn't make it my 8th grade year because she had made it her 7th grade year. So just make sure you guys are always seeing setbacks as opportunities for growth. And so another kind of similar story that I'd like to share was when I was trying out for the USA U18 team. And I don't know if any of you guys know the process, but it's multiple week-long camps. And at the end of the 1 week-long camp, we were all sitting in the room, and our head coach started listing off a list of names of who made the team. And my name happened to not be on it. Once again, me being emotional, I cried for probably a day or two because I didn't make the team. And so I just remember I could have either felt really sorry for myself and been like, oh gosh, I should have made that team, and just, had a pity party. But, I got my emotions out and I used it as fuel because I recognized that the only way for me to make that team was if I, got back on the horse, and just worked my butt off. And so a few months later, I ended up getting the call that I did make the team. And so I think it just goes to show you that you have to use those setbacks as opportunities for growth. And that's what I showed my 8th grade year when I played U15s, and then also in this experience playing USA hockey. And so in life, you'll face many challenges, but the real question is, how will you respond? And so that's something that you guys can make. That's a decision that you guys can make every single day.
All right, that brings us to lesson 6. One of the best pieces of advice I've ever received actually came from one of my college coaches. Raise your hand if you know Natalie Darwitz. You all should know who Natalie Darwitz is. She just got inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame, which is amazing accomplishment. And one of the biggest pieces of advice she gave to me and my team was, you have to know when to switch, turn the light switch on and off. And so that means when you're at the rink, that light needs to be turned on. You need to be focused, dialed, ready to go, getting after it. But then when you step away, you need to make sure you turn that light switch off, because if you don't take a break, that light will burn out. And like an analogy of like an energy bill, if you leave the lights on all the time, I'm sure parents can relate to this, that bill will skyrocket and you'll eventually have to pay for it and it will catch up to you. So the same happens if you never step away from hockey. And that's why it's important to enjoy things outside of hockey. And for us, Audrey and I played a lot of other sports. We played golf and soccer in high school, and we sang in our choir, and we volunteered and attended Bible study and babysat for our neighborhood kids, and went up north during the summer and even joined a juggling club, actually. These activities gave us plenty of balance and let us recharge. But I know coaches are thinking to themselves, like, yeah, well, hockey also matters, and parents are probably thinking the same thing. There's times, obviously, where you need to dial up the light and really shine bright. If you want to separate yourself, and reach that next level, you're going to have to make sacrifices that other people aren't willing to do. And that means sometimes missing a high school dance or a football game or going to a friend's cabin, just making those little sacrifices, the extra reps, the extra effort, the extra discipline, those will add up and they do matter. So when you're at the rink, flip the switch on and give it all you've got. But when you're away from the rink, make sure to turn it off. Like, be a kid, have fun. And then when it's time to push yourself and you got to give that extra effort, don't be afraid to turn it extra bright. And it'll make you a better player and also a happier person. That leads me to lesson 7. You are more than just a hockey player. For me, my goal for a long time was to make the 2022 Olympic team, and that obviously didn't happen. I really trained relentlessly. I really dedicated myself. I went from playing on the U.S. under-18 team my 9th grade year of high school to making the collegiate national team my senior year of high school to making the women's national team camps throughout the beginning of college. And I just had this dream, and then COVID hit and I wasn't doing the normal training that I was typically used to. And then I unfortunately didn't make the Olympic roster, and it was devastating. And it was actually the first time I had ever been cut from a team in my career. And for the first time I had to ask myself, who am I without hockey, right? Hockey has always been basically my identity and who I really identified myself as. And that setback made me realize that I'm a lot more than just a hockey player. And I shifted my focus to things outside of hockey, my schoolwork, research that I did in college, volunteering, hanging out with my friends, and knowing that hockey eventually would end for me. And in that process, I discovered a passion for medicine and a dream of becoming a doctor. And now Audrey and I are both been accepted to multiple medical schools. And so, thank you. So while my path may have shifted in the process, hockey's lessons of discipline and resilience and handling situations where there's high pressure, performing, and teamwork will all stay with me in this next phase of life. And I've learned that hockey is something you do and not who you are. So whether hockey takes you to the Olympics or your journey ends sooner rather than later, as St. Paul Mayor said, just know this. You're so much more than a hockey player, each one of you. Okay, lesson 8. I know this is a little long, but be a good role model. Audrey and I had the opportunity to fall in love with the game because we had amazing female role models. My mom's actually here. Raise your hand, Carrie. She's over there. My mom grew up playing hockey, and they didn't have high school hockey when she was playing for Roseville, actually. But she actually started the program up at St. Cloud State for their first Division I hockey program, and then our 2 aunts played hockey at the University of Minnesota. So growing up, having the opportunity to watch them, it was a dream for us to play for the Gophers. And that's why it's so important to remember that you're also a role model. When you step on the ice, there's little girls in your communities, and especially when you get to high school, that are looking up to you, and they're watching you just like we watched our mom and our aunts and their teammates play. And they notice how you carry yourself and treat others and face challenges. So Audrey and I made a point in college especially to hand out pucks during warm-ups and sign autographs after games, regardless of if we won or lost, because we remember how powerful the moments were for us when we had those interactions. And we want to inspire the next generation just as we were inspired. So make sure you're setting the right example, right? Play with passion, show respect, lift up your teammates, because whether you realize it or not, there's a little girl out there who's looking at you and wants to be just like you.
Okay, the last lesson is to be where your feet are. And so I'm just similar to you guys. I'm also playing in a tournament. I'm playing in the national tournament, and it starts on Saturday. And so I'm preparing to play in my last ever guaranteed game of college hockey because it's my last year. And so I'm filled with a range of emotions that I'm sure many of you guys are. And I keep asking myself, where did the time go? And if you ever heard of the song 5 More Minutes by Scotty McCreery, you'll understand how I feel. I wish I had more time to play the game that I love with my best friends. And I feel like now more than ever, I'm reminded of the importance of being present. It's so easy to get caught up in what's coming next. You could be excited for your high school season. You could be excited about going on spring break. There's so many things to look forward to. But time flies by way too quickly for you guys always to be focused on tomorrow. And we just this year had Hugh McCutcheon come and speak to us. He's the head volleyball coach, or former head volleyball coach at the University of Minnesota. And he left us with a really great quote that has really impacted me as a person. And he says, "Never trade away today for a better tomorrow." And so as you guys spend these last few moments as a team together, I encourage you guys just to stay in the moment and enjoy every single second of it. You guys are going to look back on these days with a lot of great memories. And yeah, so good luck to everyone this weekend. Thank you, parents, for all the sacrifices you guys make. I know that hockey sticks are expensive, so you guys should also thank your parents. And so yeah,
good luck this weekend. Enjoy it. And also thank your coaches too, because they spend a lot of time and effort to get you guys going.
Not me. All right. So at this time, thank you, Audrey and Madeline, for coming. We really appreciate your words. We're going to move on to the coaches' speech section of the night. Coaches, we ask that you leave this to about 3 to 5 minutes if possible. We are going to start with Chaska Chanhassen, Edina on deck, and Roseville Matamidi in the hole. There you are, my friend.
Thanks, Jordan. Good evening, everybody. My name is Patrick O'Leary. I'm one of the 5 coaches at Chaska Chan. First off, I'd like to start out and congratulate all the girls on making the state tournament. It is a big feat. And I hope none of you take it for granted. There's a lot of girls that would love to be in your position this weekend, and unfortunately they are not. So I wish that you guys play your hardest, enjoy every moment, and compete your butts off. One other thing I'd like to add, I noticed the mayor spoke. I've watched a lot of 15UA hockey. And I think we've played every single team here. I have not seen one girl that won't play beyond this weekend. In fact, I bet most of you would probably make South St. Paul's varsity team. Moving forward, I think a lot of people don't realize how this sport, at least for the girls' side, has become so skilled, so talented. Playing hockey my whole life, there's things that I could never do that the girls in this room that they can do. It is hard, and I want to kind of leave a quote from a former NHL player, Brandon Shanahan, that once said, I think he was asked the question, is hockey hard? Is it a hard sport? And his response was, you have to have the strength and power of a football player. You have to have the stamina of a marathon runner and the concentration of a brain surgeon. On top of all that, you're on a slippery surface at high speeds with 5 players with a club trying to hurt you, right? And on top of all that, you're standing on 2 steel blades an 1/8 inch thick. So why I point that out is it is years and years of practice for these girls to get to this level. And you see an unbelievable amount of talent, like I mentioned before. So as a team, Chaskatchewan, we're very proud and honored to be part of the state tournament this year. Next up, I want to also thank some people that put this thing together. So number one, Ben. I know he's been all over the email, so thank you, Ben, for spearheading this. Jordan, who's just up here for booking the event, and all the Wayzata parents as well. Also, to all the other parents from all the other teams that helped out. I don't know the names, but I think you've made this night very special, and I think all these girls deserve a banquet for a state tournament, so thank you. Next up, we'll talk about Chaskatchewan's 15UA team. So kind of to start from the beginning, we're a month away from the season. You probably told we haven't been here very often. I don't even know the last time Chaskatchewan had a 15UA team. Might have been 8-10 years ago. So we're a month away from the season. We're not sure exactly if we're going to have a team. So luckily we had kind of a core of about 9 girls that wanted to play 15U. And then there was a core girls from Prior Lake that were looking to play 15U, so we kind of merged together. We tried to co-op the year before. We were supposed to have 3 teams, 2 A teams, and we ended up with 1 15UB team. So the odds weren't in our favor. So we didn't really have an expectation coming into the year. The hope was once we figured out we'd have a team, the goal was obviously, 1, we want the girls to have fun. We want the girls to get better and develop and prepare for high school. And that was kind of the only expectation, no other goals. So for us, for making it for the state tournament, we're kind of just essentially excited to be here, not really expecting it. We've had a decent season, played well. Girls have responded really well, but we feel like we're kind of on house money per se, that we're kind of just free and just want to have a good time this weekend and a good experience like everyone else. So next up, what I'd like to do is kind of introduce some of the other coaches. So we kind of turned back the clock this year because of the late timing of having a 15UA team. We didn't have a non-parent coach, so we had to turn it back to 10U and go with all the dads. So there's 5 dads that have helped coach. So myself, around the corner, Drew Nichols, Justin Olson, Nick Gareby, and then Jay Huff. So kind of the exact same coaching staff we had at 10U. So a little bit different at 15U at least, with some of the not only skill level but attitudes in the locker room. We'll put it that way. So next, I'd like to introduce all the girls and just recognize them. So these girls, they do an exceptional job of working hard. They don't really want to be in the limelight. They'd rather just be a team. So I thought it would be nice to each have them stand up when we introduce them, just to recognize them, because I know they wouldn't want it. So we'll start out first with our goalie, Chloe Brin. Next would be Tegan Brose. Keely Ha. Rachel Chapman. Dana Madsen. Ainsley Ward. Cami Ha. Coral Martin. Audrey Hubdy. Avery Olson. Leighton O'Leary. Grace Garby. Ella Olson. And Audrey Nichols. So that is our 15U team at Chaska-Chan. Last thing, what I thought we'd do too is a couple girls wanted to come up, and we're just going to ask them a question, so they can kind of tell you what their season meant to them. So will Audrey and Dana please come up here? Who wants to go first? Okay, perfect. So what we asked Dana is just to share with you what this season has meant to her.
This year will forever be one of my favorite years of youth hockey. This year we have had to learn and connect as a team. Conjoining two different associations might be difficult for some teams, but with this group of girls, it was a breeze. We've worked so hard to accomplish our goals, and I'm so excited to end this year knowing that we put in the effort and work to be here today.
This year has meant so much to me because of this group of girls. Some I have only just met, but others I have played with since I was 6 years old. So to be back here in state again with this team is truly amazing. We're all looking forward to a great weekend ahead to finish our youth hockey careers. Thank you, coaches, for a great year.
Thank you, everybody, and best of luck to all the teams this weekend.
Thank you, sir. We got Edina up, Roseville Matamidi on deck, and Wayzata Trojans in the hole.
All right, thank you, Peter Fitzgerald, Edina. Hold down your applause, please. Jordan, thank you. Coach Jordan, thank you for getting this going. Ben from Wayzata, I know you did all the work. About time a dad steps up as a manager. How about it? A dad doing all the work. I like that. Just really quickly, we'll be short. We're honored to be here. This is a great state tournament. Tons of great hockey players. Before I invite my daughter May to come up here to say a few words, I'm just teasing. Yeah, she's so nervous. I just want to say we are honored to be here. We're excited to be here. This is a great state tournament. My only advice to you guys is as you grow up, not as hockey players, but as you grow up to young women, be like the Wethingtons. Let's hear it for the Wethington girls. Hockey players, medical, school girls, it's awesome. And then the final thing I'll say before turning it over to the favorite coach, Coach Rass, who's coached this team for a very long time, is I'm the only parent coach. I have 3 non-parent coaches, Keith Jungles, Tella Jungles, and Mark Rasmussen. And so Mark, maybe say a few words.
All right, thank you. I wasn't really prepared to come up here. He brought me up here, but I've been doing this a long time, and I just got to say, and Carrie, I saw you, and you talk about starting the St. Cloud program. It was only like 28 years ago, which for me, it doesn't seem that long ago. Minnesota girls hockey was called ringette, where you had a thing like a pool cue, and you shot at this little round ringette, and that's what hockey was. And now what it's become today, and every time I get on the ice, I'm just amazed how well all you kids can play and skate and compete. It just dumbfounds me that how good the girls program has become over the years. And the Wethingtons, I've had the pleasure of being on the ice with 3 out of the 4 girls. I've learned pretty quickly in my life, don't stand in front of Maddie's slap shot because it's not going to be a good outcome for my shins. And then Audrey, best of luck here this weekend against Colgate, correct? And it will not be your last collegiate game. So go out there. And lastly, and Jordan, thank you for everything. You want to play the music? And Merritt, good to see you. Everybody, I'm a huge advocate of U15 hockey. I think it's a great place to develop and play. You get 40, 50 some games. You get to play with your friends. And I think it's just a huge place to develop. And like I said, I'm proud and honored to be part of it. Thank you.
Thanks, Jess. All right, Roseville, come on up. Wayzata Trojans on deck and Duluth Icebreakers in the hole.
So, excuse me. I've been subbing in a gym class all week, so I've been yelling at elementary kids all week, so my voice is a little under the weather. I am the coach of Roseville Matamidi. We are the Marauders. We are co-op of both those cities. One thing I want to say about this team and just both these communities, I do not know how much people paid attention in the last 3 years to the news, but if you did, you would see that Roseville and Matamidi both got rocked with way too much tragedy for any community to have. And then you put both those communities together. And from what I have seen through coaching through these communities and coaching this team is that they've learned the lesson that there's so much more important things to winning a hockey game. And they know to come to enjoy it because of all of this. So my dad always said, blessed are the brief. I know we have some time to catch up on to keep these speeches on time. And it's not about me. It's about these kids and what you guys have all done here. I grew up playing hockey. They didn't really have girls hockey when I was growing up, so I didn't get the opportunity to play in state tournaments like this. We were playing boys. So the fact, I know many people have commented on the game. You guys are going to remember this day more than prom this weekend, more than so many things, because the teammates that you make through battling when your coach is yelling at you at 9 p.m. on a practice night, when you have a test at 8 a.m. in the morning, those teams and those teammates are going to be the friends that you're going to want standing right next to you on the hardest days of your life. As somebody that's met a lot of people by playing this sport, I have had a lot of people in my life that we've gone through hard times. And one thing that I have always heard about the female hockey community, I think my friend Autumn said it best, nobody hugs you on a hard day like a hockey girl. The way you guys, like I said, you're going to remember this team. You're going to remember this experience. It is going to be a lifelong memory. Enjoy it. One thing I really want to bring up how proud I am of my team being here. We had 12 skaters, I think 8 skaters, and our goalie 2 days before our district tournament started had whooping cough or influenza A. We took Stillwater into a double overtime and beat them. And I cannot tell you, I don't know how my team was breathing at the end of that. We had 12 skaters. They were going every other. Double overtime. We knew that if we had to play the next day, it was going to be a real battle. So they dug deep and they did it. And I have never been more proud of a team than I was that game because I know how much it hurt. I could see it like you were hurting. So I'm so proud of my team for being here. I'm so proud of this sport, the way it's grown, everybody that's involved. But most of all, like, forget how proud we are of you. Every single one of you needs to look at yourself and be proud of yourself because you're the one that put in the work. You're the one that showed up. So I will leave it at that. I hope you all have a very, very fun time. No matter what, you made it here. You made it to the top. So no matter what, enjoy the experience and leave here feeling good about yourself. Thank you.
We've got Wayzata up, Duluth on deck, Alexandria in the hole.
All right. Thank you. So Brian Dielman, co-head coach with Jordan of the Wayzata Trojan 15A team. And I will keep it brief. So absolutely had a joy coaching this team this year. Their work ethic, their enthusiasm, their ability and desire to learn have been outstanding. We've had a lot of fun, had success by many different measures, and we're really looking forward to the weekend. I graduated St. John's University in '93, started coaching right after that, before girls hockey even existed. We knew what girls were capable of because I coached against Natalie Darwitz and Chrissy Wendell, and we saw the skill and the passion that they played with, and we knew what girls hockey could be. You fast forward 30 years, and you guys are proof of that. I don't think I've seen a deeper state tournament field where literally this weekend might be decided by a bounce of the puck here and there. I think there's 8 teams in here that can win this. And I don't, as I look back through the last decade of 15A, 14A state tournaments, I don't think you could say that. So it's just a testament to the work that you guys put in, the skill level you have, the depth of talent in this room. So congratulations and have a great weekend.
All right, Duluth, come on up. Alexandria on deck and Buffalo in the hole.
Hello, my name is Justin Black, head coach of the Duluth Icebreakers. First off, Wayzata, thank you for putting this organization or this event together. There's 120 or 130 girls in here who deserve this recognition, and I'm happy we're able to give that to them. And we owe a big gratitude and thanks for you guys for putting this all together. This is my first year as part of girls hockey. I've coached Pee-wees and BAMs before, and like's been mentioned many times, the girls hockey community is very special. We all compete at a high level, but at the end of the day, it's encouraging to see everyone moving the needle when it comes to girls sports. Just real quick, my second biggest thanks, and she's not here, but goes to my wife. On Monday, we had another baby. So yeah, you might be asking yourself, what am I doing here, right? We just got discharged from the hospital this morning at 11. And coming from Duluth, I had to leave at 2:30. We got to get down here. But we had our child on Monday, and, to prepare for state, we have practice at 6 o'clock. And my girls are all week, the week before, you better not be here. You better not be here. Don't come here. My wife at like 12, she's like, get out of here. Like, you need to leave. Like, there's nothing I can do. I can't do anything but hold a sleeping baby, and they have bassinets, and I have my grandparents there, or my parents there, her parents there. And she goes, go, you guys are going to state. You need to be prepared. So big thank you to her. There's no one more committed to the success of you girls outside of your parents other than my wife. So I had to get that in there. Like I said, this is my my first year coaching girls hockey. Like Jordan had mentioned, I started coaching boys, and this year the 15U job opened up for Duluth. And having a 2-year-old, I thought, hey, what better opportunity for my daughter to grow up watching women play hockey at a high level, right? My hope is that she wants to play the sport, that she gets inspired. And like I mentioned in here, there's 130 of you who every time you step on the ice are inspiring. So continue to do that, right? Continue to inspire little girls, continue to inspire your communities, because like I said, I'm hoping that she looks at you guys and wants to do that someday. So congratulations on everybody being here. I guess I should probably mention my team. I know I haven't said anything about them yet. We've faced some adversity this year with some players, but we've also grown as a team. I I think a lot of teams can relate to this, but if you can buy into being a family and putting the player next to you first and foremost before anybody else, that'll go a long way. So lean on those next to you, lean on those around you. And to my parents of these girls, thank you also. Playing hockey in Duluth is a little different than playing hockey in Minneapolis and Edina and St. Paul. You know, we can't drive 10 minutes and play 4 or 5 or 6 of the best teams in state. So thank you for your time and your commitment for getting these girls from A to B and getting us prepared for this weekend. Everyone, best of luck, and thank you.
Thank you. All right, Buffalo. No, Alexandria. Sorry. Alexandria, come on up. Buffalo on deck, and Minnetonka, last but not least.
Thank you. My name is Pat Waldorf. I'm head coach of the Alexandria Cardinals, along with Ben Dutton, JP Nye, Jeff Doherty. Thanks to Ben from Wayzata for putting this on. I agree with everybody. Something needs to happen for the girls. State Banquet's a pretty special deal. I'll be short and brief, and I will follow with that because it's getting late and we got curfew, ladies. For me, I'm a I'm a parent coach, and as a parent coach, I've been with these girls since they were U8s. So we started with the pink laces, the pink tape, tying the skates, doing all those types of things. Then we go to 10s, 12s. Now we're here at 15s. And from the pink laces, and I was complaining about tying those things, to seeing what you ladies are now, beautiful young ladies, I am definitely not ready for that. So slow your lives down. Quit growing up, please. I got Emmy Doherty with me here. She's going to share a few words. And for me, good luck to everybody this weekend.
Hi, I'm Emily Doherty, and this is my second and final year of U15 hockey at Alexandria. I've been so blessed to have been able to play with this group of girls this year, and the relationships that we have created and grown with each other is something that I'll never ever forget nor take for granted. Congratulations to all the teams here, and good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. All right, Buffalo, come on up, and Minnetonka to follow.
Okay. Hi, I'm the Buffalo coach. My name's Taylor Ryan. And I first just want to say thank you to everyone who put this on. I know you guys only had like 9 days really to put it together. And it's really amazing what you guys were able to do, like everyone that came together and just figured it out for these girls, because truly everyone in this room has worked so hard for what they've done, and every single team here deserves to be honored and like talked about for what they've done this season. Next, I'd like to thank the Buffalo parents. This year has been a lot for them, from traveling to our games, locker room duties, to game day duties. It's a lot of stuff for the parents to go through. And we started 6 months ago in September was when preseason started, so it's a lot of things. And we oftentimes do not skate early. Very rarely do we hit the ice before 9 o'clock. So thank you for your guys' commitment to getting them there, forcing them out of bed, doing what you had to do to get them to those 9 o'clock practices, because it's definitely not easy. Lastly, I wanted to thank the players. This season is not a short season, lasting almost 6 months, but the players had shown up every single day working hard, no matter the situation, countless practices late at night, and it's just a lot of work for them to take the time and the commitment to do all these things to make the success that we've had this season. It showed up in their work ethic at school and on the ice, making sure that they got their schoolwork done so that they could still come to practice and get their work done. Being here in the state tournament this weekend is really an honor and a testimony to the work they've put in this season, and I'm really excited to see what we can do this weekend, because our work's not done, and we still have a lot to do this weekend to be successful. Good luck to everyone this weekend.
And our last coach remark for tonight is from Minnetonka.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Kira Willoughby, and along with Merritt Zielinski, we are the coaches of this wonderful, very loud team in the corner, the Minnetonka 15A Black team. I want to start off by thanking our South St. Paul hosts and the great staff taking care of us tonight. Second, as many have said, I want to thank the Wayzata team, specifically Jordan Butler and Ben Herron, for taking the lead on putting this banquet together, and to all the other teams and managers for collaborating to ensure that our players rightly have the chance to celebrate their season and their accomplishments thus far. Third, to all the parents, family members, and loved ones here tonight, Thank you for all you do that is both seen and unseen. From packing an extra snack for your player to hugging your player after a tough game and telling them that you are proud of them, it goes without saying that none of this would be possible without you. Specifically on our team, I want to quickly highlight the parents who took on additional roles, from treasurer to scrimmage and apparel coordinators to team photographer to state lawn sign designers. So thank you, Katie, Steve, Ryan Carlson, Ryan Noble, Laura, Dan, Rob, Pete, Nate, and Gretchen, in addition to our locker room moms. Special shout out to Gretchen, or as she's better known on our team as G Money, for being our manager extraordinaire and keeping everything running smoothly. We would be lost without you. Thank you. Okay, on to the team. First, to Merritt, our other coach, thank you for sharing your wisdom. Your experience has been invaluable to this team and to me, and I'm deeply grateful to you for always being a sounding board and for your creative ideas. Now the fun part, the players. To the Minnetonka 15 Black A players over there, it has been an incredible joy and honor to have the chance to work with you this year. Merritt and I, along with your parents and loved ones, are so proud of each of you and all that you have achieved this season. Every day, Merritt and I are blown away by your commitment to the sport and your teammates. We learn so much from these athletes, and they definitely keep us on our toes. From asking thoughtful questions to sharing things that they just learned in school to teaching me and Merritt new lingo or demonstrating the latest TikTok dance trend, this team finds a way to have fun. Most of all, I'm proud of how they've persevered, celebrated one another, and grown together as a team this year. Congratulations on what you've achieved so far. We are really excited for a great tournament and looking forward to a fun weekend. To all the teams this weekend, congrats on making it to the state tournament. There is so much talent in this room, and it's a testament to the depth and strength of the state of hockey. This weekend, cherish the moment, enjoy this time with your teammates and families. It's not every day you get to play in a state tournament. Good luck to all the teams this weekend. Make lots of memories, have fun, and play hard. Thank you.
All right, so our final speaker for tonight, I'm actually really excited for. I know a lot of people have said it before, but this particular woman has been a pioneer and a builder of women's hockey, and probably wouldn't be, especially in Minnesota, it probably wouldn't be what it is today without her wisdom and knowledge. She grew up in Plymouth, playing volleyball, basketball, and softball for Wayzata High School, while also playing hockey for what was then known as Minnesota Checkers. She was a 1981 graduate of the Wayzata High School. She played at Princeton before college programs even existed in Minnesota. She led her team, the Tigers, to 3 Ivy League titles and earning all conference honors. She also played on the 1987 U.S. national women's team. She later coached at Princeton and Colby College while serving as the president of the AWHCA from 1991 to 94. In 1996, she was hired to lead the Gophers' brand new women's hockey program, building teams around Minnesota talent and mentoring young coaches. So, first coach of the Minnesota Gophers women's program. Over 10 seasons, she amassed 278 wins, 67 losses, and 22 ties for their record. She won back-to-back NCAA championships in 2004 and 2005 and led her team to 5 consecutive Frozen Fours. Her legacy is unmatched. Believing in Minnesota players, she paved the way for girls hockey at both the high school and collegiate levels. She was honored during Hockey Day Minnesota 2023 as the first female recipient of the State of Hockey Legacy Award. So help me welcome Laura Halderson.
Wow, that was a great introduction. Thank you so much. Who's having fun tonight? This is pretty cool. This is very cool. Great job, Weathingtons. Carrie, good to see you. It's a pleasure to be with you tonight. I know it's getting late. I'm going to try to go quickly. I have remarks I'm going to read, but I also have some props, so I'm hoping it will be somewhat, it'll keep you awake. That's my goal. So thank you, Coach Jordan, for your introduction. I'd also like to thank a woman named Amy Wilson. She's sitting over there from the Wayzata Organizing Committee for inviting me to speak tonight. It's a wonderful event. So thanks to everyone who made this possible. Now, to all the teams in the room, congratulations, you made it to the state tournament. Nice job. Other people have said this already, but so many other girls and coaches would like to be in your place right now. This is a special postseason tournament, and I'm so happy for all of you and wish you all the best. As he said, I played those 4 sports. I enjoyed all of them. My first ever organized team in any sport was with Hamel Girls Softball in 4th grade. I loved it. I loved the sport, but more than that, what I loved was being part of a team. I had so much fun, and I got to make a lot of new friends. I was a shortstop. This is a little story, one of my memories from 4th grade softball. I was a shortstop. I'm running in to try to catch this pop-up fly ball, and instead of landing in my glove, it bounced off my forehead. It was very embarrassing. Overall, though, it was a great experience, and it got me excited about playing more sports as I got older. Around that same time, I was introduced to ice skating. At my elementary school, we had a little outdoor rink where we skated during gym class. How cool was that? Of course, all I had were my mom's old figure skates, which were way too big for me, but gliding around on that ice was an amazing feeling. So here come the props. See these? Those are the actual skates that I first skated in. They were my mom's figure skates. I was in 4th or 5th grade. And they look so old because they were my mom's, remember? I mean, she's older than I am. Okay, thank you, Jordan. You can put them somewhere. I had seen hockey on TV because I was a big fan of the Minnesota North Stars. Some of you may not know who they are, when I was young, but I had never played hockey before. I liked watching and listening to hockey so much that I even had my parents buy me a hockey stick that I used to stick handle and shoot pucks and balls in my driveway. Can everyone see that? Now, this isn't the original, but it's still one of my earliest sticks. Please raise your hand if you've ever seen a wooden hockey stick before. Oh, we have some people. Okay. I think we should bring them back. They're a lot cheaper. Okay, fun fact about my first hockey stick. It doubled, or tripled, I should say, as a Daniel Boone rifle, a microphone, and a guitar when my sisters and I would perform songs by the Jackson 5 or the Osmond Brothers in front of our living room mirror. But I digress. When I was in 6th grade, the Wayzata School District started a girls' hockey team called the Wayzata Checkers, and I decided to sign up. I was shy and nervous because I knew I wasn't going to be very good. In fact, I almost chickened out in the parking lot when my mom took me with my sister to register. But she convinced me to give it a try, and I'm so glad that I did. Back then, very few girls were playing hockey. There were probably only a handful of girls in the whole state. So let's just say I wasn't the only one on our team who had never played the sport. I think there were only 2 girls that first year who could skate well and actually knew how to play. But we were so fortunate to be in the right place at the right time. Actually, when I look back, I can see how God led me on my hockey coaching journey, and it all started with a very humble beginning with the Checkers in 1974. We had this great opportunity, as well as a wonderful coach in Dr. Bob May, who led the University of North Dakota's men's team to its first NCAA championship in 1959. Dr. May had a daughter who was on our team, and she was one of the 2 girls who had already played, my friend Jan. I might also add that Dr. May was the first ever coach of the Wayzata High School varsity girls hockey team in the early 90s. He was such a great guy, and he did so much for the growth of girls and women's hockey in Minnesota. He and I kept in touch over the years, and he had a big impact on my coaching career. I remember going to those very early morning practices with our ragtag group that first year. Most of us had figure skates, and somebody was even using old magazines for shin pads, if you can believe that. It didn't take long for me to start begging my parents for some boys' hockey skates. You know, the black ones without the toe picks on the front. What an exciting day that was when I finally got some. But when I went to the outdoor rink in Hamel to test them out, there was a boy who teased me for wearing them. I still remember my friend Gene Ozier sticking up for me and telling that kid who was teasing me that it was okay for me to wear them. I thought, yeah, who says only boys get to wear these skates? Over time, our team improved. And in 1978, we participated in what was called the Girls Bantam State Hockey Tournament. We were excited, but we were not the favorites. That title belonged to St. Paul Phelan. We had played them during that season, and generally speaking, I don't think things had gone very well for us. But we made it to the championship game against them in that state tournament and pulled off the upset in double overtime. I remember being so tired during those overtime periods. The final score was 5-4, and my friend Jan got the winning goal. I happened to be on the ice when she scored, and celebrating that goal was one of the highlights of my young life. It was sheer jubilation. Okay, hold on. Okay. You may not be able to see this very well. You can come and look up at it afterwards. But this is a photo of the Checkers team from that season. And at the bottom, it says 1978 State Bantam Champions. So I brought this for show and tell as well. You can check out like the goalie equipment. You can tell it's from the 70s. And that picture makes me smile. I also have these smaller photos that someone gave me that were from that championship game. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have, a lot of cameras. So these are precious photos, and there's some really fun, great photos, including a shot of our team posing on the ice with players and coaches standing shoulder to shoulder. It's this one right here, with big smiles on our faces and index fingers held high saying, "We're number one." These photos bring back the feelings and emotions of one of my favorite sports memories of all time. We were exhausted, but we were elated. We had won the state tournament. I know that's the same feeling that all of you want to have on Sunday. And one group of you will be able to take that team photo on the ice with the trophy, holding up your finger and saying, "We're number one." One more thing. Okay. That is the real deal. So the Wayzata Checkers were later called the Minnesota Checkers, as Dr. May added some players from outside the area so we could compete at the national level and also help the sport grow through increased exposure and media coverage. The plan worked, as the team won multiple national championships run by A-House, which is now called USA Hockey, and it also led to some really good publicity locally. I was a member of the team until I graduated from high school in 1981. I like to think that Dr. May and the Checkers helped pave the way for the future success of girls and women's hockey in Minnesota. And now, all of you who are adding your legacies to the history of the sport and are carrying the baton for the little girls who look up to you and who will follow in your footsteps. The sport has come so far over the past 50 years. The skill and speed of today's game is amazing, and there is so much more acceptance, support, and resources for girls and women to play the game of hockey. And now, in addition to youth, high school, and college programs, we even have a professional team here in Minnesota. I think you girls are coming through at a very good time with all of the opportunities available. We've certainly come a long way. Now, before I go, I want to leave you with 3 things to consider. So far, you've patiently listened to me go on and on about the old days and have seen me pull out some ancient, crusty antiques. Like I said, I'll keep the show and tell items out in case anyone wants to see them up close later. Even though my state tournament experience took place 47 years ago, before your tournament, I believe there are some similarities. And based on my experiences over many years, here are some timeless truths that we can take from sports. Number 1, the beauty of team. Teams are special. I've always said that the highs are higher and the lows are lower when you're on a team because you're doing it together. A team is a group of individuals who is working together for a common purpose. Having unity, knowing roles, and sacrificing for one another are all important aspects of being on a team. The better the individuals get along, the more successful the group will be, the more memories will be created, and the more fun everyone will have. I encourage each of you to cherish these times on your team. Take a lot of pictures and videos and write things down. You won't regret it later. Being part of a team is very special. Whether you're using a $300 one-piece composite stick or you had a $7 wooden stick. Okay, so that's number 1, beauty of team. Number 2, life lessons and values. And this has been touched on especially by the Wethington girls that it'll sound familiar. Sports can teach us a lot about life. There are so many positive life lessons that I have learned from playing and coaching sports. When you face a challenge, an obstacle, or a disappointment, how do you respond? If you have a conflict with someone else, how can you resolve it? Have you realized that when you step back and look around, you may notice others who could use an encouraging word or a helping hand? A positive, caring, and humble attitude goes a long way in sports and in life. So, if you're the one who has a metaphorical pop-up land on your forehead, shake it off and get ready for the next batter. And if you're the teammate of that player, don't be shy about giving her a pat on the back and saying, "Don't worry about it, you'll get the next one." Okay, that was number 2. Does anyone remember what it was called? Lessons and values, okay? Beauty of team, then lessons and values, okay? Number 3, lifelong friendships. Again, it's been mentioned, lifelong friendships. I'm getting close to being done. The friendship bonds you can face while playing sports can lead to wonderful relationships for years to come. I can't tell you how much I enjoy getting together with former teammates or former players that I coached. And I love seeing a group of former players telling funny stories about the old days. Very rarely do they talk about the specific games or scores. It's usually about something funny or goofy that happened back in the day, and it's become even funnier over the years. The foundation of those friendships were established during their time together as members of the same team. As a matter of fact, I still keep in touch with my checkers line mates who are in one of these photos celebrating the winning goal. Dr. May's daughter, Jan, and Jill Patilla, who became the inaugural head coach for the first varsity women's college hockey program in the Midwest. That was Augsburg. We grew up together and we're still good friends. And I remember at the beginning of my talk when I thanked someone named Amy Wilson over there. Well, she and I go way back. She doesn't know I'm going to say this. Shortly after I graduated from college, I helped coach Wayzata volleyball and softball, and Amy played on those teams. We reconnected at an alumni event a few years ago, and here she is, inviting me to speak at a tournament in which her daughter, Kiana, is playing. I think that is so cool. That is a full circle kind of feeling. So you never know who you'll meet through sports and how your paths will cross down the road. I encourage you to keep in touch with your friends be open to meet new friends, and then be there for each other, both now and in the future. So, the beauty of team, life lessons and values, and lifelong friendships. May you continue to experience these and all the other great things that sports have to give. It has been a blessing to be here tonight, and I thank you for being such a wonderful audience. Good luck this weekend, and God bless you.
We got the Jackson 5 going for you. Thank you. All right. Thank you to everyone for speaking. Audrey, Madeline, and Laura, thank you so much for being here. It is a pleasure to have you. Quick, I'm going to read off a bunch of thank yous, and we're going to do one big round of applause at the end just to get us out of here. So, all the parents from each team that stepped up, either financially or offered to decorate, help the planning, coordination, and make tonight special. District 6 Hockey with a financial contribution. Wayzata Youth Hockey, who helped with the big wall banner back there. Jacqueline and Bobby Hill from Wayzata, who gave a financial contribution. Tia Senfelder from Wayzata for marketing help. Bobby and Chrissy Kiefer from Alexandria for a financial contribution. Aaron Freer from the Roseville Matamidi for the Gray Owl beanies that you guys will get in your bags. Big thank you to the historic Concord Exchange, the building that you are in right now. They have been amazing and helped us put this on in less than 10 days. Thank you to our speakers. We got some raffle prizes from the Minnesota Wild, from 24/7 Activewear, Dave's Sports Shop in Maple Grove, and we also had help printing the programs from Print Media New Hope. And of course, our mayor, Jimmy Francis, for being here. Obviously you guys know, you guys were wondering maybe, there's a guy that has done a lot for this weekend, and you've heard his name and heard how much work he's put in. He's going to actually come up and help me give away these raffle prizes, but I need everybody to give a round of applause for Ben Harn. Let's roll.
Let's do them last.
Okay. So, let's start with this one. Let's go here.
Oh, get Tonka.
Oh.
Tonka goes here.
Okay. All right. So here's how this is going to work. We've got a gift basket that was donated by each of your teams. One person from each team will get awarded the basket. How you choose to split it up is up to you. So starting for the gift basket that was donated by Duluth is going to Buffalo. It's going to this player, Harper Hansi. Something like that. Come on up, Harper. You're welcome. All right. This next gift basket donated by Alexandria Cardinals is going to the Edina Hornets. Going to Ellison Shoot. Ah! Stay.
Oh, sorry, am I supposed to be handing those?
No, but the balloon thing fell, so I had to get that. All right, the next basket donated by the Skippers is going to the Duluth Icebreakers. Player named... Oh my gosh, help me.
Wait, why are you asking me?
Ita? All right, Ita, come on up. There you are. The next basket donated by the Edina Hornets is going to the Roseville Matamidi Marauders. Player is Alexis Olmstead. The next basket donated by Wayzata is going to the Skippers. Player Lily Aronson. From Buffalo, given to Chaska Chan. All right, next basket donated by Buffalo's going to Chaska Chan. Audrey Nichols. There you are. It's attached, I think. You guys couldn't hear it, but Ben just went, ugh, when he picked this next one up. So this one was donated by Chaska Chan, going to Alexandria Cardinals player Auden Nyberg. There you are. What's in it?
I don't know. Nothing.
Nothing. All right. Empty envelope. All right. It is. All right. This one donated by Roseville Matamidi Marauders going to the Wayzata Trojans player Boobolts. Olivia Boobolts gets the gift card tree.
Mix them up when you get in there.
Yep. All right. So now we have some generic prizes that anybody who hasn't won a prize yet could win. All right. So we put all of your names in this bag. This first gift basket is from the Minnesota Wild. There's 8 of the Minnesota Wild ones. So I don't know what team they're from, but Charlotte Rosati, Minnetonka. Another Minnesota Wild gift basket goes to, I'm trying to shuffle. Kendall Starkey. Oh boy. I swear I'm shuffling them, I promise. The next Wild gift basket goes to May Fitzgerald. This next gift basket or gift is from Gray Owl Hockey with some tape and some wax and some other fun stuff, I'm sure. We have Tegan Bros. All right, this one another Wild gift bag goes to Darby Friday. And another one goes to Madeline Berthamew. Another Gray Owl sports package goes to Scarlett Sir. Is that Sir? Siri? It's close.
This one's from Map Hockey.
All right. This one is from Map Hockey. Map Hockey. Looks like there's a hat, a water bottle, another hat, something that says strawberry on it. Goes to Gianna Horde. I know. I know.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right. Wild gift bag, Leighton O'Leary. All right, 4 left. We got a Wild gift bag again going to, I'm going to go with the top one because I grabbed 2. Abigail Sleeman. Another hockey tape wax giveaway to, my hands are sweaty, so things are sticking. Goes to Christy Russo. Yep. Our last and final, the wild bag, goes to Ava Hillman. And this one is from 24/7 Activewear in Wayzata. It's got a bunch of cool things in there from Home Ice, Minnesota. And it goes to, if I can get one out, Violet Huddy. All right. So, before we take off here, just a couple housekeeping items. Please make sure if you came with a centerpiece, please leave with your centerpiece. All right. Please take your centerpieces with you, and also take the gift bags. Managers, if you haven't gotten your team bag by the 2025 sign, please make sure you get that. Once again, congratulations to all of you girls. You guys are awesome. Good luck this weekend. Let's have some fun.